Good morning, you're watching Morning Headlines. I'm Azuddin and it's the 11th of June. Now, we're going to start off today with a story carried by The Star on IGP Khalid's suggestion that children involved in custodial battles be sent to welfare. Now, a lot of people are angry with this statement simply because it's a question of what jurisdiction, in fact, what say or right does the police have in making such a statement. Now, this is in reference to a custodial battle case happening between a Muslim father, a recently converted one, and a Hindu mother who are fighting over rights to their children. It's a case between civil court and Sharia court. Now, the question here is that actually the police were given orders to arrest the father, but now IGP Khalid has said the police should not be caught in the middle and they do not want to act on it. So I think this is what is causing a lot of people to be angry, because police should be out there doing the job, arresting this father, bringing him to the fold, making him accountable for supposedly kidnapping his son from the mother. But, the fact that the police is taking this sort of stance shows that it begs the question, what exactly is the police doing about this? We need to find a form of reconciliation between these two courts. Which one has more power than the other, right? Now, second story of the day coming from The Sun is a story about MAS. Now, MAS, as we know it, has been facing losses for the past many years. In fact, Khazanah has even said in this report they have been injecting 5 billion ringgit over the past decade. Especially with the recent MH370 crisis, MAS has not been going so well. They've been going down quite badly. So Khazanah have come out to say that, we're going to give it a span of 1 year for us to restructure MAS and see where we can bring it forward, to revive MAS to its former glory, although the former glory may have been about 20-30 years ago. But however, the Public Accounts Committee Chairman Noor Jazlan had come out to say that, it's high time that the government decide whether or not they want to save MAS or whether they want to allow MAS to fly on its own wings. So whether or not MAS is going to make it forward is another question we're going to see within this next few months. Sinar Harian, however, runs two very interesting stories. The first one is about a Mihun factory, or a Mihun sweatshop as I would put it, has actually been ordered to be closed simply because it did not meet hygiene standards. Now, if you take a good look at the picture here, you can see a man who is topless handling Mihun. And of course, Jakim, because religion plays a big part in this country, Jakim has come out to say that no, this Mihun product coming from these factories are apparently non-halal. So guys, the Mihun we've been eating all this while, let's just hope it never came from this factory, because this picture looks really disgusting. On top here is a story that apparently the Hindu family whose wedding was supposedly raided by Jais last week have come out to say that actually the officers who came to interrupt the wedding were actually very civil and were very nice about it. So apparently the media were the ones who hyped it up. The media tends to sensationalize things, and this is one of the cases. But nevertheless, let's not be distracted from the fact that Jais actually came to the wedding, ordered the bride, and apprehended the bride based on the fact that her IC said she was Muslim when clearly she was Hindu for the past many years. So I think that's an issue we can't turn our eyes away from. However, it's nice to know that Jais did not raid the wedding as the media has been saying for the past week. The Malay Mail talks about a national issue of cabinet reshuffling. Now, this isn't exactly a concrete report because all this is just hearsay and opinions coming from political pundits, economists, and of course ministers saying who should go for what and who deserves which post. But what's interesting inside here is that they are alluding to the fact that Hishamuddin should be the next finance minister. Why exactly? I'm not sure, because the article itself does not make it too sure why. But it's interesting to know that Najib has finally, after a year after the elections, has decided finally it's time to reshuffle and put people in the places where they belong. Let's just hope he gets it right this time. Berita Harian runs on a story about car smuggling. 30 cars were attempted to be smuggled into Thailand and were supposed to be sold in the Middle East and South Africa. However, it's been found that 13 of these cars are apparently stolen in Malaysia and came in through Singapore. I highly doubt there are local cars among this list of stolen cars, but however, it's interesting to know that Malaysia is being a channel for all these smuggling routes, right, to go into Thailand. As it is, drugs are already coming through our borders. That's something Berita Harian is running, and of course, a small story on our Mihun sweatshop. And then we have Utusan, which runs with two stories. One is a story of how they're making an attempt to further clamp down on diesel smuggling. Among them involves freezing licenses for gas stations and also stopping the building of new gas stations. And the bottom story, of course, talks about fishermen in Penang, in a certain province in Penang, being driven out by the state government for development purposes. But the question here is whether or not was it state land, was it privately owned land? That's something which Utusan does not make clear. Slightly biased reporting here, so we need more facts on the ground for this. Why is the Penang government doing this? I hope we can find it in the next few days to come. And of course, we end today with Harian Metro, our favorite Malaysian tabloid. We have our Mihun sweatshop. We have a doctor who died naked in the toilet. We have a gas pipe explosion in Sarawak. A mother of 7 who has turned into a beggar to support the family. And that's all I have for you in this morning on Morning Headlines. So my word of the day today is sweat. We have Mihun sweatshops where we have no idea, topless men handling our Mihuns. And of course, the government now sweating over the cabinet reshuffling. Who's gonna go up next? And Musk sweating over its future. Will it go high or will it go low? But that's all I have for you today. So I hope you have a great day. This is Aziff for BFM 89.9.